COVID happening this week, so they couldn't come, but this way they can at least hear the story. But before we start with our story, let's sing a song to get ready. I think some of you know this song. It sounds like this. Be still and know that I am God. Do you want to try that part? Be still and know that I am God. That's part one. Part two goes, be still and know that I am God. Try that part. Be still and know that I am God. Welcome, James. We saved you a place in the inner circle there. So we'll sing it. And those of you who are very fancy singers might turn it into a round once you get the hang of it. Here we go. Be still and know that I am God. 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 Let's go ahead and try inner circle, sing with me, and we'll hold it, and outer circle, sing with Donna. We'll start it. Be still and know that I am God. 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 Today in Big Church, we celebrated the baptism of Jesus. When people are baptized, we baptize them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, the Creator, the Redeemer, the Sustainer. the water of creation, the dangerous water of the blood, the water that people went through for freedom. The water Jesus was baptized in, the water that you were baptized in, or the water that you will be baptized in. There was once someone who said such amazing things and did such wonderful things that people couldn't help it. They had to follow him. And as they followed, they asked, "Who are you?" One time, when they asked, he said, "I am light." The Holy Spirit blows where it will. It rides on the invisible wind like a dove and comes to us when we need strength or comfort. It's invisible like the scent of this oil. You can't see the smell, but it's definitely really there. We baptize people when they are babies, or children, or teenagers, or adults, or even sometimes when they're very, very old. First, we ask the person some questions, or if it's a baby that's too little to answer, we ask the parents and godparents. And then we say prayers for the person. And then we are ready. But first we need a name. Names are really important in baptism. I wonder what the name of this baby could really be. Maybe we'll just call her Sylvia. This is how it's done. First, I say, name this child. You will say, Sylvia. Name this child. Sylvia. I baptize you in the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Sylvia, you are sealed by the Holy Spirit in baptism and marked as Christ's own forever. Amen. This is also the day that the person being baptized receives their light. Sylvia, this is your light. Name this child Zizi. Zizi, this is your light. Name this child
James.
James. This is more. This child. Robin. This is more. This child. This. This child. Come. Come. This is more. Of course, it's not only children that have light. Even grown-ups are children of God. See this child. Donnell. Donnell. This is your light. Name this child. Kelly. This is your light. Name this child. Sarah. This is your light. Name this child. Jacob. Jacob. This is your light. Name this child. Monica. This is your light. Name this child.
Mark.
Mark. This is your light. Name this child.
George.
George. This is your light. All of that light, all of that light came from just this light. But this light isn't getting any smaller. This light is just as big and as strong as it always was. But from this one light came all of that light. Now watch. So that you know what happens when we change the light. Now be careful. We will never say we put the light out. It just changes. Watch. You see how it's changed and it's spreading out. Now, instead of just being in one place, that light has changed and it's spreading out to fill the entire room. Wherever you go in this chapel, the chapel is full of invisible light. You might just bump into it. You might not even notice if you're not paying attention. Hi. I'd like to change this light. spreading out to fill the whole chapel. Robin, you want to come change the light? James. So some of the light has been changed and is already spreading out. Some of the light will keep burning there so that we can enjoy it during our lesson. I wonder where you have ever come close to these things when it's not in a godly place. I wonder where you come close to the water, the creation, the blood, the baptism. I don't know if you know. This is the font where we baptize people in church. I wonder where you come close to this light. Do you know that at Easter, we light this candle, and every time we have a baptism, that's where the light comes from. What about the oil? I wonder where you've come close to the oil. You want to put your hands out and give you a little bit. This is the oil, the feeling, the blessing, the oil that at baptism is sealed by the Holy Spirit, marked as Christ's own forever. But grown-ups don't know that back here, there's a special little cupboard called the tabernacle, and there's always, always, always a light burning here. And inside here, we have the oil for baptism and the oil for healing. And you know that anytime you come to church and you or someone you know needs healing, you can ask. One of the priests will take the oil and give you a blessing with it. So now it's time to do some work. And we'll let the inner circle choose first, but everybody will have time to work. And there are lots of different things you can do during your work time. It's just your time to keep listening to the mystery of the story and listening to God speaking in your heart while you might draw, or you might write, or you might read. I'm going to show you some of the things you can do in your work today. You could choose to work with the story. You could choose, if you're a person who likes to do reading, we have back here some children's Bibles for big kids, and some children's Bibles for little kids, and a book of poetry, and some books for grown-ups that are about baptism. We also have over here the Bible, open to telling the story of Jesus' baptism, and then other Bibles here, because the same story. It can be really interesting to read it in different ways. We also have some things for you to make your own prayer book. And so if you are someone who might like to draw or write, you can take a blank prayer book and some really beautiful golden markers for you to put your name on it, or if you need a grown-up to help you write it. And then you can take a bag of colors, you can take a pencil. You might even, because this is our first day, I'll put these here. You might want to decorate your prayer book with some stickers and jewels and things. And during your work time, you can work here in the chapel, or if you want to go through the gate and work up on the stairs in the big church, you can do that too. It's not a time for running or playing, it's just a time for working. And you'll know it's time to come back when you hear me ring the bell and start to sing. So, Zizi, do you know what you'd like to do for work today? So if you want to go over and get, George can help you get a prayer book and a bag of colors, and you can find a place that you want to do your work. James, what kind of work would you like to do today? You'd like to do what?
Writing.
Writing, excellent. So if you want to go over and get a prayer book and a bag of colors, that would be great. How about you, Robin? What kind of work are you going to do for this day? Drawing, great. So you can also go get a chapel book and a bag of colors. What would you do? Excellent. So help yourself to whatever book or books you want to work with. And how about okay. So if you want to go over and get a prayer book, get started. And next, you can also choose if you'd like to do some reading or some writing or some drawing or just some sitting and praying and meditating. Work you might want to do today.